Oh, yes, yeah, that was it. I knew it.
Greetings. We're back again. Rontel is in the house. August. We're in the house and we got some special guests. Now, this show right here, this is kind of an easy show right here. This segment right here is kind of chill because, again, it's not like some of the others, but there's a lot of information tied to this show, too. That's why when I threw some stuff out, because it's going to be kind of easy. And we got some special guests here tonight. This afternoon, this evening right here. And I'm happy to have them right here. We got some folks starting out. We're going to start first with Coach Rob Deloach. Y'all know Coach Rob Deloach. He's right here. Good evening, Reverend Betty Jones. We're glad to have you here. And again, everyone else, you send a shout out to y'all too, send a welcome to y'all. So we got Coach Rob Deloach. We're going to get into who he is in a few. And then those you part of the ATR family, y'all know it's the late night show. It is the show where you just get real. The show that's always up front. And Mr. Producer, come down. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. It is Mr. Bernard Brown, America After Dark. We're glad to have him here too. He's going to get into who he is. And we got another guest that'll be coming in at a point. That's Brother Michael Grant. Again, he'll be right here. And so Ron, tell that. Coach Rob Deloach, I'm going to ask you this question. Who are you?
Hey, man, I'm just a brother from the Kyle Brownsville neighborhood, man, just trying to make a difference in the community, man. Pretty simple.
All right. So now, and we got our sister, Dr. Tanya Howard Hall, signing in. That's right. Good evening to you, Dr. Tanya Howard Hall, our school board representative. So I guess it's so fitting that Dr. Tanya Hall, she just went and gave us a greeting about good evening. And so I guess to go naturally and move on to the segue to Bernard Brown, Coach Bernard Brown, aka America. Who are you?
Hey, I don't even know who I am. Nah. Hey, I'm a little fella from Savannah, Georgia, just trying to do the right thing, trying to give to my community for so long. And, like I say, it's I've been in Marietta, Atlanta, Georgia for probably over my whole life, over 30-something years. I coached for 24 years. I worked at Emory Hospital for 20 years. I'm just trying to do the right thing, say the right thing. And that's just who I am. And now I have this platform to make everybody laugh. And it's about giving back to your community, giving back to your family, giving back to your friends. Hey, and at the end of the day, I'm a run and tell that. And that's just me, America After Dark. And hey, we want to thank Jules Hall for the platform we have for ATR. And hey, share, and support us. And welcome Coach Deloach, welcome, and haven't seen you in a long time, and is glad to see you.
Thank you for having me.
So you know Coach Deloach? Oh my God. Oh Lord. Jesus.
Hey, Jamal, you just getting hip, man.
I know. Jamal is trying to start something, man. Come on.
Hey.
Me? I don't be starting nothing. But we're gonna roll with this right here. So now we're gonna go to Bernard Brown. Who your people?
Hey, you know what? My people is hey, I'll be here all night to tell you about my people. You know what I'm saying? I'll be here all night. But
Give
my
us some of the people. Let some of the people know who your people is, because you know what, in the Black community, when we can say who your people, we want to know where you come from. So that way, if we gotta go report and tell your family members on you, we're gonna do that because we got connections. Because you know it's some stuff I'm gonna tell your family tonight, Bernard Brown.
Right.
So you know.
Hey, you know what? My people live in on the west side, West Savannah. You know, that's where I grew up in West Savannah. And all this. Matter of fact, you know, I'm right down the street from, you know, where we having this weeping time issues. I'm from Fairwood Home. I'm from Farrell Street, Scarborough. I'm from with all my people at the Ellington, the Jones. Matter of fact, the Kick Lighters and the Halls. We all from there. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I'm from West Side.
In the house. Yes, indeed. Yes, we represent all the time. So now, Coach Rob Deloach, who your people?
Hey, man, I'm from all over, man. I'm coast to coast, man. I grew up on 4th and Bullock, man, with my granny, man, on the west side. And I was fortunate enough that my mom lived over in Hit Village, man. So, like I said, I had the best of both worlds. So they call me Rob Bass in the streets because I'm coast to coast. I go anywhere I want to go.
Right. Okay, definitely.
So again, he coast to coast, but now throw something out there too that because he so some of y'all know my family church in Savannah. Y'all know, at least I say the major family church in Savannah is St. Philip Monumental AME Church, the mother church of AMEs in the state of Georgia. Now, Coach Rob Deloach has a little issue. He goes to St. Philip on the boulevard, and he always trying to rep that. But I gotta let him know it's Monumental in the house, baby. Monumental in the house. I'm just letting you know. So yeah.
Hey, bro.
So,
you took the short bus. You know where to go down at on the boulevard, man. You know, we ain't in no cut. You ain't got to ride in the cut to find us, bro. We on the major. We on the boulevard, man.
See. Now people out of Dodge City, you know, he trying to handle us, Dodge City folks. You know that when we said what's side, he's trying to handle us, but we gonna let that slide for a second. Coach Rob Deloach, you know, right there, Jefferson and Park Avenue, right there, Dodge City, CC, Chocolate City. Also, so some of y'all don't know that our neighborhood also called CC, Chocolate City. Because we were the real Chocolate City in Savannah. But I want to move on to this right here. So, Coach Deloach, what is your favorite song, or what is your favorite songs? And what did it give you? What's that Because I tell folks sometimes songs give you that or give you that sensation, that feeling. So, what are your favorite song or favorite song?
Hey, man, the little time that I did know my dad, man, I've been around him, man. He always played James Brown, man. So, I kind of grew up under that. I'm black and I'm proud. So, James Brown is my man. I'm black and I'm goddamn proud.
Absolutely. So now, let y'all know. Tell that family. Share. Glad to have y'all here. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm a little frightened. I'm a little scared. That's the question of Bernard Brown. Bernard Brown, what are your favorite songs? And what do they mean to you? What does it mean to you? Your favorite song or songs, Bernard Brown? Because I'm frightened, America. I'm frightened right now.
Hey, my favorite song is Teddy Pendergrass. Get funky, get loose. Get funky, get loose. Hey, you want me to play it now? Do you want me to have start to turn it on right now? You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Come on. Hey, get funky, get loose, turn out the light, close the door, come go with me. in Savannah probably no pentagram. The family, at that time, I don't want to go with that, but everybody have a piece of Teddy pentagram in their house. The love maker,
yes,
baby
sir.
maker, dog taker. You want me to keep on going? Run and tell that.
Oh man.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it on Run Tell That from America After Dark. So yes, we gonna Run Tell That, and to everyone, share. Check us out on YouTube also, Run Tell That. And so now we go to Bernard Brown, Coach Bernard Brown. Who inspires you, or who inspired you?
You know what? I have so many people that inspired me throughout my life. But the number one person that inspired me growing up is my mother. Is my mother, Dr. Mallett. She really and truly a blessing to me. I'm gonna tell you a story. So I played for Forsyth Park, right? And we was playing West Side. We was playing West Side. So we had a little ride. I stayed in West Savannah, but I played for Forsyth, right? And so it was hot. And Savannah get hot. It was hot. I think it probably almost about 100. And I loved my mama. So I was playing offensive tackle. And my mama was sitting under the tree, right? She was sitting under the tree watching me. And so I think it was third down, right? It was so hot out there. And what I did was I made myself fall back, right? I made myself fall back. I fell right on my butt, right? And so the coach called Tyson and said, well, Brown, what's wrong? What's wrong with you, right?
Hold up. Bernard Brown, let you know something. Something is happening in Savannah. We had Chatham County. We got a storm going on. So it's affecting connection. So when you began your story, that's when it started buffering. So we're going to need you to start over. Not that I probably want to hear you go do that, but in all fairness to you, I want people to get it. So the audience, that's what's going on. Our producer had told me that we might have a problem tonight because there's a storm going on. Now I got to say this, on the east side, ain't no storm over here. On that West Chatham side, I don't know what the deal is over there. I think it's tied to Tompkins, but I'm going to leave that alone. Some falsehoods have been put out there too. Say Tompkins is the #1 school in Savannah. Number 2 is Beach. Number 3 is Savannah High. Number 4 is Jenkins. That's a lot. But go on, Bernard Brown. Please tell your story.
Right. And so, like I say, it was my mother, right? And so we was playing in the game, and I wanted to go under that tree to sit with my mama. So I fell on my butt. I fell on my butt before the play. I fell on my butt, and the coach took me out and said, "What's wrong, coach? What's wrong?" Guess what I told him? I said, "I want to go over in that tree with my mom." And guess what he told? He told, "Okay, get your ass on and go there." And hey, I was a mama boy, and like I said, growing up, my mama, I done got a lot of butt whipping for her. And now, I have people in my life that I really and truly love. I have definitely have my little shorty right here by me. She's an inspiration, and I love her. And I have my baby Brandy Brown, was definitely my inspiration. I love them, and they motivate me to be the man that I am. And this is God help the truth. I'm not saying it because she's sitting there. It's like I'm a mama's boy. And all the women's in my life, my sisters, my aunts, and all that know how I am when it comes to women's in my life. And that's what motivates me to be who I am. That's what motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing. And I always say, women's is what we need more to make this world a better place, and more women leaders. And, and that's just me and what gonna keep me going. I just turned 59, and hey, I'm rolling, and hey, that's me.
And that's good, my brother, because he just celebrated his birthday. That's one of the reasons why we got him on the show, also because it's his birthday. We want to acknowledge the great Bernard Brown, a champion coach, a champion man, and the man who leads America After Dark. Again, one of the great ATR shows. Glad to have him on. He's family. You know, in family, we fuss and fight, but we don't let nobody else come against us. So that's why I can say what I want about Bernard, but ain't nobody else can say nothing about Bernard. I'm going to step up to the plate. And so now the same thing goes to my brother right here, Coach Rob Deloach. Who inspires you? Who inspired you?
I was blessed to have my mother and my grandmother, but I would say between the two, man, those are two of the most resilient women that I've ever been around in my life. Yeah. They were different, but they gave you hard, stern love, compassion. You know, so anybody that it's been raised by their grandmother, fortunate enough to have their mother, man, I mean, that's a double combo for me.
Oh, yeah.
But the other person, and I'm like, Brother Brown, I can go along, but Coach James German at Beach High School, one of the legendary coaches that ever coached here in the city of Savannah, probably inspired me to understand what life was all about. And if anybody ever been around Coach German, he always told us that depending on how you act, he could tell how you would end up in life. But as a young jet, you really didn't understand that. But it took me to go to Ramstein, Germany to come back. And I had to come back to Beach High School and just said, Coach, now I understand what you're talking about. Because he saw something in all of us. And if we didn't change our ways, it pretty much was going to end up that way. And a lot of us that played for him, based on what he said about you, most of them ended up that way.
Yeah.
So it came full circle. So I take that to heart now. You know, I always tell young people when I come in contact with them about playing sports, the first thing that I do, I ask the kids how many of them know how to play, and we'll use basketball for example, and they'll raise their hand. I said, well, y'all stand over here. And then the remaining kids, I ask them, I said, well, how many want to learn how to play basketball? And then those that thought they knew how to play, they end up being on the side with the kids that want to learn how to play basketball. Because I tell them, if you already know how to play, then you don't need me to coach you.
Okay.
So if you know, it's bigger than the game, but it's more so the life skills that you learn with playing basketball in any sport is what I took, you know, what Coach German was really talking about. Because the ball at some point is going to end. It won't bounce anymore. But those life skills that you learn through playing team sports and being able to take constructive criticism and discipline and work together, hey, those are lifelong lessons that, I mean, you can't read that in the book.
And that's great, Coach. A great segue to what we're about. This segment, this edition of Run Tell That, is tied to something that I witnessed being a part of the Thursday morning group, and that, again, they've not met since like 2019. But I'll be around those gentlemen, and what will happen at times, and these are high school athletes here in Chatham County who now going to become principals, business people, involved in governmental work, that they have become great leaders in this community, great men in this community. And I would hear them talk about the accolades when they were in high school. I hear them talk about the accolades when they went to college, how some are part of Hall of Fame. And they are from the 40s, they're from the 50s and the 60s. But what I began to realize that I'm gonna hear people of the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s doing the same thing. So this edition of Run Tell That is specifically tied to what I'm gonna call, let everybody know, the Run Tell That Hall of Fame. And I'll call it an honorable mention, but again, the stellar athletes that are here. This segment is for the male athletes. Guess what, ladies? We're going to deal with the females also, but this is for the males athletes who are here in Chatham County, again, from the 70s coming up to the 2000s. And so that's why we want to get into. I want people to not hear those names. And so when it's on YouTube, that means it's there for perpetuity. That people are always going to see that, and they get to hear some of our stories and hear some of the accounts. So I'm going to throw it out to you all. Who are some of the great football players that you know, again, from the 70s going up to the 2000s? Coach Deloach, I know you're training someone right now in the 2000 teens. And Coach, let me go and say this right here. Bernard Brown. You were engaged in something when I played for Herschel B. Jenkins High School. And one thing I say, I don't know why y'all ain't say nobody from Jenkins didn't inspire y'all, because somebody from Jenkins had to inspire you. I know that had to happen. But Bernard Brown was involved in an incident at Garden City Stadium when Bernard Brown went and threw Ronald Wilson across the fence, intentional, and still brags about that today. Warrior Nation, we want Bernard Brown. There's a bounty on his head, Warrior Nation. But back to the great football players that y'all knew that we can talk about. We can start with Coach Brown. Who are some of the great football players that we can talk about from the various high schools in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia, that you know about? And we want to tout them and then go on to Coach Deloach about that.
One of them was Ronald Wilson from Jenkins. When I thrown him over, you know, I had to mention him. Great. You know, hey, he was a great running back. And the one, I'm gonna tell you right now, the one that really, this guy was Herschel Walker before it was Herschel Walker. He played for Johnson High School. Frank Milton, he was a cannon. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, when I started out, I started my football career at Johnson High School. I was a freshman and Frank was a senior. And so I was playing defensive back on defense, and Frank was on offense. And you talking about a cannon. When you hit this dude, trust me, you will be feeling it. That's how strong he was, man. And he was like strong and fast. After I left there, you know, and one of the great tight ends for Johnson was, y'all remember Russell Ellington, Coach Ellington's son, who coached for he went to Savannah State and he close to Harlem Grove Charter. His son, Russell Ellington, he was a hell of a player too. And then when I left there, I went to Tonkin High School and played defensive end. That's why I got my name Razor when I was cutting everybody up. This guy, y'all know him, Lamar Owens. Lamar, man, this dude here, he remind me of what's the guy named Billy Sims. I mean, he was quick, fast. He was an athlete. He played basketball, football, and everything. So those are the guys I played with for football. All right, basketball. And
we ain't got the basketball yet, Coach. We ain't got the basketball.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry. Hey.
Oh yeah.
One of the guys that I played with, his name, y'all probably know Arthur Blocker. Ooh, he was man. This dude here, he was bad. He was a bad boy. So, and on football, I remember I got to throw my boy name out there. I got to throw it. D.L. Mathis. Mathis. You know I got to throw my boy out. Hey, D.L. Mathis was one. Hey, I'm telling you right now. D.L. Mathis started playing football when he was in the 9th grade. He never played recreation, nothing like that. And the reason why he played that, because I told him, I said, man, you need to come out and play some football. He played football in the 10th grade when he went to Tonkin and played football. And wound up to be one of the greatest athletes that came through Savannah, Georgia, just that short while. So it's not about how long you play. If you can pick that skill up, hey, he ran with it. And I give you another 7 on basketball, but he ran with it. So those are the guys that I remember that really had a really inspiration that I had, you know, going up. And those some bad boys. And you know, hey, Tonkin Wolverine. I can name some, but Lamar Owens, and he stand out. Be one of the greatest running back that I've seen. And when I first came over to Tonkin, this would happen. You know, I'm always trying to throw people over the fence, and this would happen. He was running, right? And, you know, I had to get my name for myself at Tonkin, and I didn't know who Lamar Owens was. So I was playing defense, and we was at practice. And so he came around my end, and I clotheslined him. And when that happened, all hell broke loose then. You know, all of them just stopped. We started fighting. I was like, I didn't know who Lamar was. I was trying to just make the team, so his ass got clotheslined, you know. And wound up, we became best friends after it was over and found out we cousins. But at that time, man, I wanted to make the team. Hey, how you make the team? Yeah. You hit the best player on the team. And that's what happened. He got clotheslined.
Are you talking about that cheap shot, Bernard, that you hit Ronald across the fence after he was out of bounds? Is that what he's talking about? Jamal.
Coach Mike Grant. What it is, he talking about how he clotheslined Lamar Owens. That's what he talking about. But he not talking about how he threw Ronald. But he did acknowledge that Ronald's one of the greatest athletes to come out of Savannah, Chatham County, because that's what we're dealing with. And now let y'all know, y'all got my boy in the house, Mike Grant in the house for HBJ. The Warriors in the house. That's why we put it on the flyer. Y'all saw that Warrior right there. Because to let y'all understand, Ronald Brown, we coming for you. We coming for you. And so Coach Deloach, what we gonna do? Mike,
Brown already knows, man.
Hey.
So what we hitting with right now?
We love.
We hitting them. But what we doing right now?
Left out either. We got to crap on them Bulldogs too.
Oh no.
Oh, so
that the Bulldogs used to be our practice teams all the time.
So Mike, hold on. We're gonna come to you. We're gonna hit Coach Deloach right now. Then we're gonna come to you, my brother, because again, the love is right there. So Coach Deloach, who are some of the stellar football players that you can go and talk about and tout about? And you even doing some of right now.
Well, I'm gonna go with a little bit of the '80s, and I'm gonna give y'all some credit at HBJ. You know, Ronald Go-Go Higgins. Go-Go was a monster running back at James. You know, he came out of that Cam Park area. And
whoever your area. So we have phones going on.
Right.
We might need y'all to mute. Go ahead, Coach Deloach.
So I got to give it. You know, Go Hagen was a monster, but you know them Groover boys, man, the whole family, man. You know, it didn't matter. And, you know, coming up in our time, Jamal, everybody played every sport. So, you know, a lot of us weren't no one-trick ponies. But just to give a few, and, you know, my days of the great Alfred Eli Beach High School over there on Hopkins Street, you know, we created monsters over there. So,
yeah,
you know, a lot of people don't know, but the Oscar Tyson, you know, we call him Seal back in our days. God bless the dead. He was a hell of a running back.
Yeah.
And you could take any of the Kings, Lonnie King, you take any of the Kings, and you put a ball in their hand, man, shit, you might have to get a race car to catch Lonnie King.
Yeah.
You know, we just keep it at 100.
Right.
But, you know, I'm an 86 baby, so, you know, in my time, you know, y'all some old cats. But like I say, man, Beach High School, hey, put them in a hat, put them out.
Right. Yeah.
Because, you know, over there, like I say, during those times, you played every sport. So,
right.
And so I can't be biased, but, you know, the Kings, any of the Kings, the Groovers, Oscar Tyson, man, I mean, those guys are just goats, you know, playing football.
Yes, indeed. When you say Oscar Tyson, see, this is what this is about, just like what y'all picking up right now, because how many people still remember those names? Some of us, when we hear, we're like, yeah. And so that's what we got to talk about. And so now my brother from HBJ, my brother who coaches, again, a women's football team and the ATL, and they won championships, just like my brother, Bernard Brown, won state championship also. So, Brother Mike, who are some of the stellar football players that you know of coming out of Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia?
See, he went to James.
Right.
It ain't nothing. They got to try to think of something.
So you might need to unmute yourself if you're muted. If you're muted, you may be muted.
Yeah. You probably mute.
You may be muted, Mike.
Yeah,
Mr. Producer, can you unmute Mike, Mr. Producer? Because he's muted. Mike, unmute yourself.
Mike,
I'm going to some of our people joining in. They have gone and said Sylvester Harris, Edward Burt Jones Jr., and they threw it out there. Edwin Bailey. Yeah, I got mad respect. Edward Bailey. Again, so again, that's what we want folks to go now. So, Mike, are you unmuted, Mike? So, in the meantime, I'll go and throw out now. You had Kendall Callaway at Savannah High School, running back. Callaway was a lineman that they then moved to be a running back. And so, again, you got Kendall Callaway. You got Mike Morrell also. Mike Morrell, who then goes on to play at Savannah State. Then I got to throw out some folks like Gerald Crawford, Larry Brown, Keith Brown, that again, and they leave to go to school together as a tandem. So that's why I'm like saying we got a bunch of athletes that we don't go and talk about. Then we got to go and talk about one person. His name, he went to a place called Richard Arnold High School. Hollis Mitchell. Hollis Mitchell, get one of those great players that, again, we need to talk about. Somebody just threw up J.J. Young. That's right, J.J. Young. They say rest in peace, J.J. Young. So this is what this show is about, and that I realized we can't do it all in this one show. We're going to have y'all back also because we got so many that we need to be talking about and raising up. Chucky Ransom. Then we look at, again, the Moultries. The Moultries that were right out, Ronald Moultrie, that right at Savannah High, but excuse me, they played football and basketball as Coach Deloach said. So I'm still trying. Mike, have you unmuted yourself yet? So I'll let you go ahead and throw some things out there.
He's still
Mr. Producer, can you unmute Mike? What? But anyway, it's a conspiracy because you know he's from HBJ. That's what's going on. So that's why I know what time it is.
Y'all need to teach what time technology. You got Eric Green. Know. You got Eric Green too. Don't forget about Eric Green.
Eric right. That's what this is a conversation. Yes. Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, and then okay. Dr. Tanya Howard Hall, we're gonna tell her family, you brother Nathaniel Newton. Now, I didn't know Nate was from Savannah. I didn't realize that. So, but yeah. So I'll now throw it out there to you all with regards to this. Who are some of the stellar basketball players that are right? Oh, excuse me. No, Coach Deloach. Coach Deloach, who are some of them on the horizon right now? Oh, excuse me. As I said, if Mike is unmuted yet, but who are some of the athletes that are there right now, Coach Deloach? Football players that right now? Because I think some of them come out your household. I'm just saying.
Oh, man, I've been fortunate enough to have one that's playing linebacker at Florida State, man. He's a junior at Florida State. But we have, multiple kids in the last 3 years that came out of the gym, man. They playing at major colleges that we don't even know. We got Quan Dowse playing at Georgia Tech. We got Kellen Deloach playing at Florida State. We got Jakeem Harris playing at NC State. We got Fuchsius Lewis playing at Georgia State. We got Winston Wright playing at West Virginia. We got James Shellman and DeMonte Smith playing at Middle Tennessee State. That's major college football for kids coming out of Savannah. We got Trent Brownets at Duke. We are doing it, man, but we just don't get the exposure because most people don't know about Savannah. You know, they think about Atlanta. But we got some kids that are doing some major things, right out of our gym. And, we're working on the next crop of young men that's going to be taking it to another level.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're right.
Yes, indeed. And that and Reverend Betty Jones threw out Dre Jones and also Carlos Walker. And then, Shagari went through out, somebody don't realize, Omar Sharif, who went to Jenkins. Some people don't know about, don't remember Omar. They might remember another name. Now, somebody else would say James German also. Yeah, James German, who played for Tompkins. Again, these are athletes that we need to go ahead and tackle. And I would say, from my understanding, and during the past football season, I think I was told that there are 5 athletes from Savannah, Georgia, on national television.
Yeah.
National television. But guess what? The Savannah Morning News said nothing about those 5 athletes from Savannah, Georgia on playing national games on television. They instead went and dealt with somebody who came from BC. Just like that. Somebody that was insignificant from BC. But here you got 5 athletes. So I'm just throwing it out there. And they came from tied to Coach Rob Deloach. What we're going to ask right now.
Hey, Dr. Jamal. Dr. Jamal.
Yes, sir.
I'm just going to throw this out. Just tune in to Florida State Notre Dame, September the 5th, 7:30. You're going to see one of your local playing number 20 linebacker playing right here from Savannah, Georgia, man. National TV.
What's his name?
Nobody else in the country is playing on Sunday night, September the 5th.
So people need to know what's his name, Coach Deloach.
Kellen Deloach. They call him Deloach.
Hey, and you got to remember too. Hey, those Myrick boys, Glenn Myrick, Graham Myrick, Aubrey Myrick, And all of my boys were some bad boys too.
Don't leave them Chisholm boys out.
Basketball, baseball. Hey,
don't leave them Chisholm brothers out. Don't leave them
Chisholm boys out either. Yeah, that's right.
What about Elwin Ford? Don't leave Big Daddy out.
Don't leave him out.
You know, and that correct. And so now, Mike, you unmuted. So, Mike, who are some of the stellar athletes that you know in football? Because we're gonna be moving to basketball. I want you to go ahead and put out. Mike.
Well, you got to remember Michael Brown from Richard Arnold. Got to remember him. You got to remember George Mack and Herbert Middleton. Out of Beach, you have to remember Willie Jones and George Brinson. Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can.
Okay, John Flannel, Edward Jones.
Yeah.
Yep. Eddie Tucker. Okay.
Yeah.
1 year, Beach actually had a squad, believe it or not. From Johnson, you had Kevin Sutton, Marvin Smith, Kenneth Moultrie, played defensive tackle. He was second to Brickman. Out of Jenkins, we had other than Jamal. We had Ronald Wilson. Of course, Brown remembers Wilson. Let me see who I don't forget Jerome Richards, Robert Grant.
Right.
Yeah. And even a couple of white boys. Rollin Ford and Frankie Lamson. Yeah. We had some good white boys too in there.
Yeah.
And out of Grove, you can't forget Grove. Grove had Leonard Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned earlier, J.J. Young, the other white boy, Clee Marks. Who else they had? Donald Chumley, played pro ball, went to Georgia. You understand? They had the Walker boys, Clarence, and who was the other one? Jonathan Walker. Yeah. And don't forget Irvin. Irvin was there. Irvin when he transferred from BC. Yeah. Let me see. Who else? We got Tompkins. Tompkins had they had the Oliver brothers. Yeah. Okay. Rest in peace, Andre. They had Brother Brown there and Darryl Mathis. Okay. Who else they had? Lamar. In fact, Lamar and his son was coaching for a little while together. Let me see who else. The Chisholm. Don't forget Reggie Monroe from Groves. Let me see who else. Savannah High, of course, had Reggie Miller, my buddy, my ace boom. Rest in peace, Callaway. Kenneth Mack. Who else they had? Hutchinson. Yeah, they had some Scunions too. Bertel, Walter Rouse. Yep. But remember Jamal Rouse was with us first before he went over there to that other school. Okay? Yeah. Exactly. And I think there's one more. No, there's two schools that I forgot to mention. Windsor Forest. They had the Green Boys.
Green Boys.
Vincent Green, Arnie Green, Mickey B. Okay? Who else they had? Kenneth Jackson, Mike Mulligan, the quarterback, Frank Shea, the quarterback. Yeah. Who else they had? BC. We can't leave out BC no matter how much we want to. BC we can start with Province, who went pro. Okay. Yeah. Province slammed Rollin on the top of his neck in one game. We'll never forget that. I had Denny Dotson, Dennis Famble. Brown, you remember Dennis Famble, right? Yeah. Who else they had?
You had
before Joe Givens, Sam Givens, but Joe had transferred to Beach. Okay, right. And that's all the ones from the schools from the public schools in Savannah. So if anybody want to try to dispute any name, I'm ready for you.
No, sir.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, I got Mike on here because one of the things I'm gonna let y'all know, y'all making me cry right now. Y'all don't understand because the names y'all calling out, the brothers y'all calling out, I'm like saying, hey, when I talk about asking y'all who inspired y'all, these are some people who inspired me. And that's why that's why I'm like, we gotta do this Hall of Fame here, and that's why people putting the names of people like D. Walls, Willie Deloach, and all of them. this is a part of the Hall of Fame for us to go and acknowledge our people, because again, people don't talk about us right now in this generation. And Mike is one of the best people that I've seen with regards to giving the information with regards to those accolades. That's why I love him and got him on. And so that's why I say I realize this segment right here we ain't got enough time to even do it. So that's why we're gonna even have to expand the even girls segment, the females. So we still gonna have to continue on. And that's why I'm glad y'all putting the names of these people, because we gotta shout them out. So now we're gonna try to move on to some of the basketball players. And so we're gonna start out. Mike, give us a shout out some of the basketball players. Then we're gonna go to Coach Deloach, then go to Bernard Brown. Stellar basketball players. Okay,
well, I'm gonna give a shout out first to the 80-81 Jenkins Warriors with the 22-4 record with Manu, Craig Wallace, David Morgan, Brickman, Joe Locke, and who was there? Several more. Let me see. Second rate, Richard Arnold Eagles with Rusty, Omar, Donald Wade Lurch, exactly. Let me see. Doug Singleton, rest in peace. George Mack. Let me see who else. Okay, and Beach had a scunion too. Beach. Shout out to Phil Solomon, to Bruce Capers, Matthew Jackson, and Michael Robinson. Shout out to Sean Wilson, Joe Givens, John Nixon, and who else? Let me see. The ones who won it the year before. The Tompkins Wolverines won the 79-80 state championship with Big Marion, Lamar Owens, Carlos Mitchell, Robert Bryan, Possum. Well, I think Possum is Robert Bryan. Let me see. Carlos Mitchell. Who else? Del Mattis. Brown, you was on that team too, wasn't you?
I left.
Let me see. Who else?
I left that team.
Let me see who else.
Don't forget about Bookworm.
Oh, you did? I do. I remember in football, I was just shouting out to basketball right now. Let me see who else. Groves. I don't know. Groves had some of the best athletes. I don't know how they didn't go to the state. They had Big Lenny and Greg Grant. Leonard bringing it up the court. Ronald Griffin. Groves had a scunion too. Let me see. Johnson with Sutton. Who else? Kurt Chavis, Michael Williams, Big Lester. Let me see. So Savannah High, of course, with Big Purvis. Everybody knows Purvis. But before Purvis, they had Sean Snyder. They had the guy who transferred to Jessup to Wayne County. I can't remember his name. Frankie Lee Jackson. Let me see who else. Chris Bush. Let me see. Ronald Bush. No, Ronald Bush was at Tompkins. Let me see who else. Oh, Big Donnie Coleman. And let me see who else we got. We got Winter Forest had a few hardcore court players. They had Jasper, Big Alonzo Bacon, Butterball, Robert Maxwell. Let me see. Cyrus Hunter from the mid 70s. Let me see who else. Winter Forest had a white boy, Patrick Cook. He was nice. Who else? Exactly. I got about two more schools. Let me see. BC. I can't take nothing away from BC. Of course, Sam Givens, of course. That's number one. They had LeVan Wiggins. Irvin was there for a little while. Denny Dotson. Paul Jurgensen. Let me see. Who else we got? Did I leave anybody out? I said Beach, Grove, Arnold, Jenkins, Johnson, Windsor Forest, Savannah High, Tompkins. That's everybody. That's all 9 schools. So that shout out to all the 9 Chatham County high schools between the 70s, 80s, and some in the 90s. What else you got for us, Jamal?
All right, so now we're going to go Coach Deloach. Who are some of the stellar basketball players that you want to go and put it out there and let folks know?
Well, we have to give out the greatest basketball player to ever come out of the city of Savannah is Andrew Knowles. You know, most people don't want to give him credit, but Andrew Knowles was
word up.
You know, I just got to put it out.
Yeah, there. They won that. They won the first championship for the black schools.
There you go. That's legendary. That's probably never happened again. But Andrew Knowles, I graduated with my dad, from Beach High School. But I came up under that tutelage of Andrew Knowles and Gator Rivers, Tyrone Hollywood Brown, Matthew Jackson, Timmy Red, Gino Gruber from Jenkins, Mark Hughes from Beach. We had, a lot of people sleep on Edgar Moore. Edgar Moore was a legend at Beach.
Edgar Moore, that's right.
Man.
Edgar Moore got a lot of hype.
Edgar Moore, and even Levi too.
Yeah. So
and the Bonneville too, yeah.
So when you talking about beach high basketball, man, it's just on a whole nother level. But just not only beach high, but the city of Savannah. We put out some legends in the game of basketball.
Yeah.
And I've had the privilege to play against Purvis Ellison. It wasn't nice. I played, Derek Miller, Clarence Jasper over at Richard Arnold, Alan Lauder. Those guys, Derek Miller, they went on to win a high school national championship. 3 guys from Savannah that went over to Bible Baptist and started really the big 3.
And that's right.
Going over to the private schools to play basketball.
Right. Right. And folks were upset about it too.
Yes. So then we come into the the mid 90s. You got Darryl Walls. You got probably one of the best. Even all of his brothers, Reggie and Larry. Those, that Walls family can put that ball in the hoop. And like I say, the Groovers, you can put them in every category that we bring on this show because there's nothing that the Groovers couldn't do. So we got Tarek London from Beach. We got Big Kenyon Martin, God bless the dead. His mother used to be on WTLC. Teresa Minor's son.
Yeah.
When you talking about 7-footers around Savannah, man, at one point, man, we were loaded around here. And when I know we only talk about Savannah, but boy, you can't lead them boys out of Statesboro, boy. Cassius Osborne, them boys that was something different. I just got to give it because they came to Beach High School, man, with some white socks on, some Converse. We thought them brothers couldn't play. And boy, when they was jump ball, it was a whole nother level. So we had to learn about them boys from the country. But he brought up Lester Hayes from Johnson. I know Lester talked trash to Purvis one time, and it was not a good picture. It was 43, 23, and 11, and we never heard from him ever again. You got Melvin Akins. You got B. Rouse. You got Malik from Tompkins. Ramon Lloyd. Man, the list goes on and on. I can't even get to the 2000s because in the 80s, it was some ballers, man. You come to Tompkins Center, man. I remember John Thompson coming to the gym. Drons Junior College got their whole basketball team from Tompkins Center.
That's right. Now you're on the South. And so with that, that's why we're going to be doing a part 2 with regard to them. Because again, that's why I realized this is much larger. And so now we're going to go to Bernard Brown, who was the fellow basketball players was star within Chatham County, Savannah, Chatham County.
Hey.
That we put in our Rotten Tailback Hall of Fame.
You know what? Basically, Mike and Coach Rob, all of them basically called, but I'm looking at your Meyer Boys, Backyard, Kevin Sutton, Carlos Mitchell, George Mack, Henry B, Darryl Mathis, Hawk from Windsor Forest.
Yes.
And like I said, Purvis, we call him Bubba because he grew up in West Savannah and had to clothesline him a couple times too. But it's like this. You can go on and name so many great players that came out of Savannah. And I want to say, look, if we miss anybody, we just going off our head because we can be here all night long. And the ones that we miss, trust me.
Right.
It's there, but
right.
And this is part 1. Remember, this is part 1. We're going to do a part 2. Don't worry about it. We're going to be doing a part 2.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Well, I'll be back for part 2.
There you go.
They don't remember this guy. His name Henry B.
Yeah,
he was the first Savannah. He was the first player in Savannah to pull down 35 rebounds in one game. People don't remember that. This boy had 35 rebounds and 40 points.
Damn. No, I don't remember that.
That boy was bad. They called him Henry B. He was bad.
Brown, what happened to Henry B? I hadn't heard from him in a while. What's he doing?
He went to Colorado.
Yeah, he was nice.
Yeah, he went.
What happened to him? What's he doing today?
Last time I heard, he was in Colorado. Yeah, he went to Colorado State. But you know, I got to give a main man out.
Okay.
Hey, I know more of playing defense, and this guy here, I have never in my life played against a guy that would jump over your ass, shoot up. Hey, his feet would be in your mouth. And this boy can a flat out score, and that's D.L. Mathis. People don't remember that was a bad boy. Hey, that was a bad boy. He led Tonkin in that state championship. He came off the bench. Him and Henry B.
Talking about D.L.?
D.L. Yeah. He was a flat out scorer. And then don't forget about Michael Reddick. Don't forget about the Reddick boys.
Yeah.
You know, Hey, Michael Reddick, man, we played for Forsyth Park.
Yeah.
And he couldn't play football. He was too tall. He was playing tight end. I said, come on, boy, you better go somewhere else. So that's when he started playing basketball. You know, but like I said, it was some great players out there. Gator Rivers, and it was a lot, man. And like I say, people don't realize when I was like with AAU and I seen my Savannah team come in the gym, man, I'm happy. I'm crying. I'm like, hey, that's my whole time there. You know what I'm saying? I even had to tell the ref and give them a little bit of extra. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Send my boys back home winning. Hey, I'm Savannah from so hey, we all people don't sleep on us.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't sleep on us. You know.
And so
no. See, we might not be powerful in football like we should do, but I tell you what, everybody knows about us in basketball, boy. Everybody knows Savannah in basketball, and especially thanks. I got to give shout out to that 1967 Beach High School basketball team for winning the first state championship for the black schools that mixed in with the white schools. You know, Wilson Hall, Roger Brown. Like you say, Norwalk, Gator Rivers, all those cats. Shout out to that 66-67 Beach High School team. And so, unfortunately, guys, I got to get ready to leave because my women, it's about time for them to start practice. So, Jamal, make sure you keep in touch with me for when that next one starts.
So, Mike, I want you just to tell people what you're doing right now. Tell them, and let them know how they can contact you. Mike.
Okay, right now I coach women's contact flag football. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. And then,
can you hear me, Jamal?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Right now I coach women's flag football. I coach women's flag football. Okay. We've won a couple of championships to warm up, and that's what I do in my spare time, you know, besides my 40-hour week, work job. Okay, so that's it for me. You know, nothing spectacular, just enough to keep my head above water. What about everybody else?
What's the name
of my team is called Code Red. Okay, we have a team site on Facebook under Code Red Women's Flag Football. Okay, so check it out sometime. I got videos on there. I got pictures, some game footage. Okay, I think Brown knows about it. Okay, he's done seen them before. So I want everyone else to check it out too. Okay.
We're winding down the show. We done got that plug for you. Have a good practice, brother. We're going to move on to Bernard Brown. How can people get in touch with you? And what are you doing? And so we got only like a minute. So go ahead.
There we go.
Now, Bernard Brown, because we got to go to Coach Deloach.
Hey, you can get in touch with me. I run the Swanee Sports Academy. It's one of the largest sports academy in the U.S. And I get to see a lot of kids grow up and their dream come true. And then you can always, see me on
we can go. It's less grass over here, but we can go over there if y'all want to.
And just if you need any more information, I can hit me up in my box.
Oh,
and,
well, if you're here, then we'll go. I'll drag it over there. Okay.
All right, great. And Bernard Brown, America After Dark. That Coach Deloach. What are you involved in? How can people get in touch with you?
Hey, man, you can always find me at 2717 The Factory here in Savannah. You can hit me up at Rob_Deloach on Twitter. You can follow me on Facebook. Hey, man, I'm just out here working out here in this community, man, just trying to make a difference, man.
Right.
And we appreciate everyone from Shagari Lee Andrews, Betty Jones. We appreciate Tanya Howard Hall. Now, let you all know this. We were going to do a track and field also tonight. We were going to deal with baseball also, and soccer and golf and tennis. But I realized it is too much for us to deal with in one night. So that way we're going to have several segments. That's why I wanted to do something for us to tout who we are. To the Run Tell That family, share. We always going to put us up there, up high. And so, again, thank you for checking out this show. And to Coach Deloach, Coach Grant, Coach Brown, glad to have you. Bam. Run Tell That. And we'll see y'all.
Peace out.
Hey, y'all be good now. All right, brothers. Love y'all.
Love you too.
Savannah for life. Savannah for life.
No other way, baby. The 912.
Yeah.
That's it.